In a world full of epic stories, in a world that's filled with heroes, in a world that
Wait, what? What's the matter?
don't you read the titles of your videos?
Yeah, of course I do. And this one's going to be about an anime that's full of heroes and full of spunk, filled with action and... Oh. Wait a moment. Oh. Shit. Hey everyone, thanks for bearing with the over-the-top intro, but it did serve a slight purpose. Popular culture has always been ingrained with stories of epic heroes since, at the very least, the writing of the Epic of Gilgamesh. Even with dramas involving relationships, often many complicated scenarios are used as plot devices to maintain the attention of the audience. That's okay, because how else would someone build up drama or attract the viewer? These moments are needed to have a coherent story. Therefore, stories often turn into elaborate worlds with unique situations that we may or may not have imagined so as to build up dramatic situations. Tsuki ga Kirei does none of that, but that's what I love about it. Tsuki ga Kirei, or in English, The Moon is Beautiful, is an anime that doesn't need special heroes, complex relationships, or epic adventures to engage its audience. In fact, it is the lack thereof that really makes this anime shine. High school and junior high romances aren't particularly new to the world of anime, and most maintain their audience attention through tension-making dialogue. While this isn't nearly as over-the-top as, say, shonen action anime, the biggest flaw with these types of anime is the over-emphasis of dialogue. Take Kimi ni Todoke, for example. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this anime, and it developed Sawako and Shota's relationship in a cute and believable manner. Nonetheless, sometimes the sum of Sawako's own thoughts plus the dialogue of all the other characters could be a bit overwhelming at times. I don't take off points for that, though, because the dialogue did contribute to the development of the mood of the situation, so I was fine with that. However, that doesn't change the fact that it was a bit overwhelming at times. Tsuki ga Kirei takes a different approach. In fact, the series acknowledges that approach by quoting the Japanese literary figure Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume was not only a novelist, but he was also a Japanese English translator. And he was trying to find ways to describe in English how to say I love you in Japanese. And he mentioned tsuki ga kirei desu ne as the way to say it. Once again, this means the moon is beautiful, isn't it? But the Japanese way of thinking is that you don't need to directly say I love you to convey that emotion. Don't get me wrong, you still need to convey I love you. But if the two of you are really in love, you don't need to say I love you to express it. Anything you do with that person or for that person is a reflection of that love, and this anime takes that sentiment to heart. The reason for that is the most noticeable part of the anime, the silence. There's very little dialogue, and when we do need a long explanation, it's often done via the messaging app Line. This lack of dialogue heightens our sense of their environment, their situation, and their context. By examining those, I'd put myself in their environment, and I was able to produce emotions that I would have if I were in their situation. The anime didn't need to explain to me what they were feeling. I just knew from their actions, and I just knew from placing myself in their environment. For example, when our two protagonists, Akane and Azumi, start to notice each other, we don't get any dialogue or any thoughts from both of them. You don't even get Akane or Azumi thinking, oh, he seems kind of interesting, or she seems kind of cute. In fact, they practically don't talk to each other at all, and you don't hear any of their thoughts. Instead, oftentimes, one would stare across the room at the other, and when the other person noticed, they both would look away. And from these actions, you can tell that they're interested in each other, and you can tell how nervous they are. But they don't need to say it for you to know it. Another example can be found when Azumi-kun first experiences jealousy. There's another character named Takumi who's been in love with Akane ever since their first year. They talk a lot since they're both in the track club, and Azumi catches Takumi confessing to Akane without the latter two noticing. He then meets up with Akane, but you can already tell the situation won't seem to end up too well. While Akane is looking directly at Azumi for the most part, Azumi seems to be looking the other way, or avoiding eye contact. Then, when a few of Azumi's older acquaintances show up, they ask if Akane is his girlfriend, to which he responds, "It's not like that." Before even the first set of words is mentioned, you can already tell that he is jealous, and you can already tell the situation is tense, not because these thoughts were directly expressed, but because the environment and the characters' actions reflected that. The two characters sort of make up, but not really. They actually just remain mad at each other until the end of the episode, when Akane, who will actually be moving far off to a school in Chiba, finds out that Azumi is trying to apply to the same school, despite his mediocre grades. Once again, Azumi doesn't need to say he loves Akane. He does it through his actions. And through those actions, they legitimately make up this time and learn to love each other again. All of these moments lead up to one central idea. And that idea is, the moon is beautiful. And I don't think I need any words to explain what I meant by that. With that said, it's a really enjoyable anime, and if you haven't watched it, you should go ahead. It's pretty good. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.